Now let's shift our attention to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia has just carried out its biggest airstrike on Ukraine since the war began. Over 500 aerial weapons were fired during the weekend. Ukraine says the attack targeted regions far from the front line. And it shows Moscow's intent to escalate, not negotiate. This comes after the Russian president suggested peace talks in Istanbul. Vladimir Putin now admits no progress has been made. Where does that leave Ukraine now? And what happens to Donald Trump's mediation? So far, the US president's interventions have failed to stop the fighting on the ground. Here's a report.
It is the biggest airstrike that Ukraine has suffered since the war began. Russia fired more than 500 aerial weapons in one night. The barrage included 477 drones, decoys, and 60 missiles. Ukrainian defenses intercepted most of them, but the scale of the assault was unprecedented. The attack targeted regions far from the front line. This includes western Ukraine. Moscow claimed it struck military-industrial sites and oil refineries. Ukraine confirmed the loss of a Western-supplied F-16 jet. The Ukrainian Air Force said the pilot shot down 7 air targets. His jet was damaged during the final strike. He could not eject. He was killed in action. In just 1 week, Russia has used more than 1,270 drones, over 1,100 glide bombs, and 114 missiles on Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky issued a strong statement after the Russian strikes. He said, Moscow wants to escalate the war, and not end it. On the other side, Moscow is sending mixed signals. Just days ago, Russian President Vladimir Putin called for new peace talks. Putin said, Moscow was ready to return to negotiations.
We are ready to hold such a meeting in Istanbul. As for when exactly, the heads of the negotiating teams on both sides, and they, by the way, are regularly in touch, call each other all the time, and in my opinion this is not bad already, are now discussing the time for another meeting. Well, what will be the subject? The subject, in my opinion, should be the discussion of memoranda of both sides.
But over the weekend, his position changed. Putin was sounding less optimistic. He admitted the talks remain stalled, and the positions of both sides are absolutely contradictory. Putin gave no indication of compromise, nor any details on a new ceasefire plan, and no clarity on territorial claims.